Hi guys, Folk here and welcome to the first team of the season video, sort of. It is the week before we're going to be getting the team of the season most consistent, and we're going to be doing the votes for team of the season most consistent today. As you can see, EA tweeted out about half an hour ago, it's time to vote for the community team of the season so far, of course, because a lot of the leagues, well, basically all leagues in football have not finished yet. It's going to drop next Friday. The community team of the season will have 23 players, maximum 5 players from each league, 2 goalkeepers, 6 defenders, 6 midfielders, and 3 forwards at least that you've got to have. And there's also a bench that you can vote for. I will also have a review of the flashback Miranda later on tonight as well. I will not be doing an SBC analysis for him because I don't have time to, but I will be doing a player review of him. He should go up hopefully within like the next 2 to 3 hours, something like that. Obviously a 10-time trophy lifter, and he does look pretty amazing, basically, all around. So you can go ahead and vote on Foothead or Footwiz. Sadly, you can't do on Footbin, but even so, we're going to go for it on Footwiz, and we're going to do our team of the season here. So, restrictions, you can only select a maximum of 5 players per league. Okay, so for goalkeepers, I have actually looked at the list before already, and I want to make it clear as well for this video. I'm going to pick players that I want because that they've actually done well in football around the world. For team of the for team of the year, and my vote for that, I did it around players that I just want to see get like Inseng boosted cards. So I put like Verratti in my vote, and a lot of people didn't like that video because they said that, you know, Verratti shouldn't be in team of the year and stuff like that. I understand that. So this time, I'm going to vote on players that actually deserve to be in team of the season most consistent because either their club or themselves have done very, very well so far across this season. So that's what I'm going to base it on. I'm not going to base it on what I just want to see in FIFA, although I will have to for some of like the substitutes and stuff because you can only have 5 players max. So I can't go and sit there and pick all the Premier League players because I think they genuinely deserve it because we can only have 5 of them. So we will be putting in like a few weird ones in the substitutes because I literally have to, basically. You know, you'll kind of see as we get further along in the video. But we're going to start off with the goalkeepers first. And the first one that I want to take here is going to be Gularashi. I'm probably not pronouncing his name right at all. But Leipzig are still pushing Bayern Munich very hard for this Bundesliga title. I think they are second now in the league, but he's got to be in there. They've been very, very good this season. Of course, they knocked out Spurs in the UCL, which was fantastic by them. So in my opinion, he has got to get in there. And for the second pick, I was torn between Leno and Courtois. Obviously, Arsenal had a shocking start to the season, and have they improved much under who's even their manager now? Arteta. It's too early to say whether Arteta is going to be the right man for them. I think Leno has been one of Arsenal's more consistent players this season, but I'm going to go with Courtois because for once Real are actually putting up a challenge for the La Liga for the first time in quite a few years, and I think they've only lost like 1 or 2 games this season, Real, and I think are still top or maybe a second by only like 1 or 2 points. So I am going to go with Courtois for the vote this time around, although I could understand people going with Leno potentially. I don't know anything really too much in detail about these other 4 leagues because only the Premier League and La Liga are the ones that I watch. I don't even watch La Liga that much, but I do watch it every now and then. So there's the goalkeepers done. Now defenders is going to be an interesting pick. Now the first one that catches my eye is Ben Chilwell. Leicester have been fantastic this season. He's been brilliant in defence. He thoroughly deserves the position, as does the Turkish centre-back Soyuncu as well. Hopefully he gets into the Premier League team this season because sadly he isn't in this list of defenders. But you got to put a Leicester defender in there because they have been very solid. Have kind of like started as the season's gone on, like drifted off a little bit over the past few game weeks, but even so, have still been fantastic to watch this season. The next player I'm going to go for will be Kieran Trippier. He's gone to Atletico. They beat Liverpool in the last 16 of the Champions League. Yes, Atletico have been fantastic this season, but you know, for him as an English player to go to La Liga and, you know, be able to pick up the language, play decent in the team, actually get yourself into the starting 11 is very, very impressive. You know, obviously people like Gary Neville have gone there in the past and, of course, have bombed. But Trippier has pretty much done the opposite of that. And I'm kind of glad that we're seeing more English players, going abroad and making a name for themselves. Well, I mean, Trippier was always an established player at Spurs, but I think he has made a good decision by obviously going to Atletico, and I think he just deserves to be in the team of the season. And of course, Atletico are so hard to score against. Like, they're such a good defensive team with an amazing manager. So Trippier gets in there for me. The next person I'm going to go with will be PK. I mean, solid again. You know, top of La Liga. I think so. If not, they're like level with Real or something. He's been slotted again. He's their main leader in the defense. Can't say any more than that. Deserves to be in there. Hopefully give himself like a good pace upgrade as well. I'm not going to go with Gomez, which is a big decision. I'm not going to go with him because, I'm a Liverpool fan. I watch Liverpool week in, week out. And although he has been good this season, I think Matip's played a lot less games, but I'm a much more bigger fan of Matip. I think Matip's a very underrated top player. I think Gomez is very good. And yes, he is young, so mistakes will happen, but sometimes those mistakes can be very costly, and sometimes his reactions to certain things make some scruffy, rash tackles at times. I'm not going to put him in my team of the season because I don't think he thoroughly deserves to be. I mean, listen, he does. He does deserve to be there to an extent, but does he deserve it more than some of these other candidates? Maybe not. He might make it onto my substitutes bench, but I will not be putting him in my main defenders. I will be taking instead Egan. Hopefully I'm pronouncing him right, from Sheffield. They've had a fantastic season. They're still challenging, of course, for the UEFA Europa League, so he gets in there for me. The next defender, I'm going to go with Sevenson, because also that will come out. I've done very, very well this season in the Dutch league, and of course they did well in the Europa League. Or they gave like Man United like a really, really good game or something like that. I can't exactly remember, but they've been much better compared to previous seasons. And obviously, we do have to go like a few different players from off leagues. We can't go all major because already we took 2 players from La Liga, and we've already took 2 players. So we took 3 players already from La Liga. I can only have 2 more La Liga players in this whole list, and there's quite a few more La Liga players available, especially in the midfield. And I've already taken 2 Premier League players as well. So for the final position, listen, I was thinking this guy because I think he plays for Benevento, who are top of Serie B by quite some distance, but I'm not too sure. I'm also thinking Regulon, but I need to not take so many players from La Liga. Maybe I take Gomez in that case. Maybe I take Godin. Do I take Grimaldo? I think I'm going to go with Godin because Inter have been really, really solid this season. They can still win the Serie A. Either them or Lazio. Both of them have been very, very impressive this season. So I am going to go with Godin. Done well to come into a new league and adapt to it pretty well. For the midfield, the first player I'm going to be taking, I will not be taking Fernandinho. I think he's been shocking this season. And maybe it's because he's been played out of position as a centre-back, but I won't be picking him. I don't think he's been enough good consistency-wise compared to previous years. This guy is getting right in. The Lazio have been fantastic. He's done well, leaving Liverpool and still doing well with himself there at Lazio. They've been fantastic to watch this season, of course, and are really giving Juventus a run for the money. The next player I'll take as well will also be Bentancur. That's 3 Serie A players I picked in a row, purely because they're still top of the league, they're still a solid team, and he's a good up-and-coming young player. The next one will be Brands from Borussia Dortmund. They've had a good, solid season. I think this is his first season. I think he used to play at Leverkusen, and he came in this season, and he's done pretty well from what I've seen. So that's why I've gone with him. Who do I take, Busquets or Casemiro? I think I'm going to have 2 more players from La Liga. One of them's going to get in. I think I'm going to go with Casemiro. I like watching him. I do. I'm a big fan of him, and I want Casemiro in there. And I think he deserves it as well because they have been good to watch Real this season. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I can have 1 more player from La Liga, so maybe Busquets still might get in there. Now, having a look at some of these lower leagues, I'm kind of drawn to this guy because he's Japanese, but I don't know how he's done. João Moutinho, completely missed him. He's definitely in there. Wolves have had a superb season. I wish it was Ruben Neves, but even so, João Moutinho is still a really, really fun card. I will definitely be trying to pick him up and give him a review. And I think he will get into team of the season as well. Felipe Anderson, I don't even think he deserves it. I'm going to go with McGregor though, because we do have to have some off leagues, and I think he's been solid. Celtic still top of the their league, quite comfortably top of it as well. Rangers sadly haven't been able to kind of match them this season. So I will be going with McGregor for that. And then for the attackers, I kind of got in my head who I want. The first one's going to be Icardi. Thoroughly deserves a team of the season card. How he hasn't ended in form at any, but I've had like his one to watch card, ended up putting into an SBC in the end, but he played so many games with PSG, and like nearly every time he played, he scored like 1 goal. Sometimes he get like a brace, and he never got into the team of the week. I think he's in like double figures for PSG this season. I'm pretty certain he is in like all competitions. He deserves a team of the season card, absolutely. Zaha, don't know why he's there, doesn't deserve one. Calvert-Lewin does deserve one. He has been fantastic. When Liverpool have ever played like Everton over maybe like the past 12 months now, I have feared Calvert-Lewin the most. He's genuinely got so much talent. I think he went to the Emirates as well earlier on in the season. I think they got beat 3-2, but I think he scored like 2 of the goals or something. Now Richarlison as well has also been pretty decent at Everton this season, but Calvert-Lewin for me has been very, very consistent and hasn't really picked up any informs for it, sadly, but I think he deserves to be in there. And this is going to be my final La Liga pick. It's going to be Orizabal. Real Sociedad have had a very, very good season, and he is clearly a very talented, gifted player. I can see him going to Real Madrid or Barca in the next few seasons. Probably more likely Real Madrid, to be quite honest, I think, out of the two. And yeah, he's done fantastic for them. I know he's done well for them. I know that he's liked a lot by the Real Sociedad fans. I know that he's one of the most watched, sought after players in La Liga at the moment. And obviously, because of him, Real Sociedad have had like a very, very good, solid season. Thuram as well is a good shot. He might get onto my bench, but I'm going to be taking Orizabal for that final position. I cannot take any more players from La Liga, so yes, that does mean I will not be picking Sergio Busquets for this team of the season, which I think is understandable. Can I just make sure I can't take him? Yeah, there will be no team of the season Busquets in my vote personally. Now, for the bench, who do I want to take? I want Thuram in there. Gladbach have had a good season. They were top of the league for quite a while. I'm going to go Casado as well because Lazio have been very, very solid this season. And I think he's chipped in as well quite a few goals. So I'm going with him. I want to try and pick some more defensive players if possible. I mean, Jorginho, does he really deserve to be in there? Thiago. Moses Simon I've heard to be a very, very talented player. I think Liverpool might have been after him as well. Do we go with this guy? Because of course he's from Leipzig. Grimaldo. I'm going to go Grimaldo. I think Benfica are top of their league. I think they are. So I'm going to go with him. I will go with this guy as well. I'm not going to try and pronounce his name again. But I'm going to go with him because he had a good season. Leipzig. I might go with Edward as well. I'm going to put a Japanese player in there. He won't get in, but I'm going to go with a Japanese player because I love the nation of Japan. So I'm allowed one, pick for myself, aren't I? Surely. Come on. Can't get angry at that. And then I'm going to go with, to finish off, Dembele maybe is a shout as well. Thiago, can I take Thiago? I can take Thiago. I'm going to go with Thiago. And that is going to be my team of the season vote, guys. So, Gulashi, Courtois, Chilwell, Trippier, PK, Egan, Sevenson, Godin, Lucas Leiva, Bentancur, Brandt, Casemiro, João Moutinho, McGregor, Icardi, Calvert-Lewin and Orizabal, Thuram, Casado, Grimaldo, Mokilile, sorry for the pronunciation there, Nakagawa and Thiago. That is my team season. Let me guys know what you voted for team season. Do you agree with my picks? Do you disagree with the way that I've done the team season voting? Let me know. But anyway guys, thank you very much for watching this video and I'll see you guys later.